In the city of Aransas Pass, a lack of housing is said to be the biggest problem right now. That's according to the Aransas Pass city manager, Gary Edwards. He spoke at this State of the City luncheon held in the Aransas Pass Civic Center today. Edwards telling the audience that the city has made a lot of progress since Hurricane Harvey, but that dealing with FEMA and working with developers are still the biggest challenges for that city. Edwards says right now the 8 apartment complexes they have, or of the 8, only 3 are open.
Those housing units will come back as far as the apartments go. And a good sign is we have a large 360 single home development, new homes under construction right now. And they're selling very well. That's a good sign for the community. That helps with the housing shortage.
Edwards did say more apartments are opening up every day and that developers are interested in building new apartment complexes there.